Hello guys, in today's video I will show you ways to defend when using 4-3-3 formation. Let's go into the video. We will start with low defense setup, as you can see in this picture. Basically this is the lowest possible setup in my opinion, because you never want to enter your penalty area with your defenders, because it will allow also enemies attackers to enter the penalty area, and it is too dangerous and too risky for you, and you never want to defend in your own penalty area. So just leave this whole area for your goalkeeper, trust him, and you can be sure that he will do the job for you. While using defensive block that low as this, you want to stay as compact as possible, because you want to deny every inch of possible space. Using 4-3-3 in this way in low defense gives you pretty good coverage of the middle area and you will defend good there, but setup in this way leaves two gaps, one gap there and one gap there. It will be a little bit harder to defend these spaces, but I'll show you the way how you can do it. First way to defend this zone when the ball is played there is to use your number 2 to step out of the formation and put the pressure on this red player, and then use number 6 to cover for number 2 position, just to fill the gap after number 2 player. I would use this setup if I would be very confident about individual defensive skills of number 7, number 2, number 11 and number 3. I would use this setup if I would be very confident about individual defensive skills of number 7, number 2, number 11 and number 3. Because of quite narrow setup of 3 central midfielders in this low defense block, it will be an often situation to have 2v2, so number 2 and number 7 against 2 red players. So we can think, why do you want to use this setup when it leaves so much space in this zone and in this zone? You have 3 strikers positioned against 3 defenders, so this is 3 versus 3 situation, and if you have good and fast, especially wingers, this is great formation to use if you want to counterattack. The other situation when I would think about using this formation will be when I know that my next opponent, the opponent I'm playing, is quite good in the midfield but has not so good wing players, because this formation pretty much blocks the midfield with these 4 players, even with this. One of the great strengths of 4-3-3 formation is that it is very easy to modify it even during the game. 6 players, because this formation will make opponents to use their wings instead of using their midfield players. One of the great strengths of 4-3-3 formation is that it is very easy to modify it even during the game. If you need some more cover in these 2 zones, you just can drop one of the wingers a little bit back and create 4-1-3-2 formation, and if you want to have even more security in these 2 areas, you can drop your second winger and create 4-1-4-1 formation. Using 4-1-4-1 formation in low defense creates 2 dangerous situations that you need to know about. You have only one striker playing against 3 or 2 defenders, and it will be easy to one of the defenders to attack the space in front of him with the ball, or just come a little bit closer and use this better position to pass long ball to one of the wingers. There is one big weakness of this formation and of low defense in general, especially when you don't have fast strikers, fast wingers. After recovering the ball, the distance to the opponent's goal is very, very, very big. In certain situations it can be a good idea to disconnect 1 or even 2 players from the defensive play and put them a little bit higher on the field. It will make opponents to think more about defense during attacking, and they will not engage as many players as they would have if their 2 players wouldn't be there. Barcelona often uses Messi in this way, and of course with very good results. The second option of defending while using 4-3-3 formation is to use medium-high defensive block. This setup of course exposes a lot of space behind your defensive line right there. First thing that you need while using this medium defensive block is to have a goalkeeper who has a good decision-making abilities. While defending the long balls behind the defensive line, he needs to know when to step out and attack the ball, or when to just stay on his position and wait. Also, you need your two central defenders to be really fast players when using this defensive block. If they're not, you need to make sure to always put a good pressure to the defenders of the opponent, because if they will be not under pressure, they will have time to come a little bit closer and play a long ball behind your defending line. And again, this system is really easy to modify. Look how many options do you have here. First option that we are using right now is to play 4-3-3 in this classic way. The second way is to step out with number 6 and play 4-3-3 in these 3 straight lines. If you want to have 2 strong lines of defense and 1 lone attacker, you can use 4-5-1 in this way. If you want to have more lines to be more secured, you can take your number 6 and number 8 a little bit back, put number 10 in front of them, go a little bit more narrow with number 11 and number 7, and now you have 4-2-3-1 formation. And this is great strength of this system, because you can react to the opponent's playing style and adjust your formation live to best suit the current situation. Now I will show you a few ways to react when the ball is played to the side of the field. So as you could see, there are different ways to use our number 6 player. When the ball is playing to the side of the field, he can fill the gap between the number 3 and number 4, or number 4 can come to fill this gap and number 6 can drop between the 2 central defenders to prevent opponents from using this gap right there. And of course you need to decide when use which way based on your player's characteristics, especially on their speed and their strength. The third way to defend in 1-4-3-3 formation is to defend really high on the opponent half. The biggest strength of this system is of course distance from the opponent's goal when you recover the ball. It is very small, so every ball recovery will create a good chance to score the goal. And the biggest weakness of this way of defending is of course amount of space that you need to cover. You need to cover basically the whole pitch, and the more space you need to cover, the harder it becomes to defend. While using high defensive, you need your goalkeeper to come really high, because he will need to intercept any ball that will drop behind our defensive line. This idea of defending is good when you want to put a pressing on the opponents or on their own half. And now I will show you the high defending style that I'm using with my team. Role of the number 9 is to put pressure on the goalkeeper and shadow cover the number 6 of the opponents. So if he goes in this way, I will go in this way to block the passing lane to this player. And if he goes the other way, I will go right there with this player to block this passing lane. I want my wingers to play between the fullback and the central defender. So number 11 right there and number 7 right there. It prevents the goalkeeper from playing the long ball to the fullback, because it will be too risky because of these two players. When the goalkeeper will decide to play to one of his central defenders, I can use my wingers to block passing this passing lane too. And I can also use number 9 and number 11 to double press the opponent's central defender while blocking the passing lanes to number 6 and to the fullback. 6. And I can also use number 9 and number 11 to double press the opponent's central defender while blocking the passing lanes to number 6 and to the fullback. To prevent this kind of wall pass, I'm using number 10 to aggressively cover the opponent's number 8, and depending on position of the other central midfielder of the opponent, I'm using number 8 to block the passing lane to this player or to aggressively cover him right there. And I have one spare player right there, number 6, and he is positioned in the place that he can observe the whole thing from, the whole pressing, and he can react when he sees enemy stakes or when he decided he needs to cover some space that has been left. So this player needs to be really intelligent and really smart. And last 4 players, my 4 defenders are staying with the front 3 attackers of the opponents and reacts if they are stepping back to help their colleagues in the back. To play with high defense like this and press the opponents so high, you need to be very well organized and have very smart players. Okay guys, that's all that I wanted to show you today. If you enjoy my content, please leave a like and subscribe my channel to not miss my next episodes. If you have any ideas or any questions or anything, leave comment. If you want to see some specific topic in my next video, also leave comment. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.